following video is a demonstration of how to carry out the sieving method in accordance with IS-EN 933 Part 1. Sampling of the aggregate shall be in accordance with EN 932 Part 2 and reduced in accordance with EN 933 Part 1. Mass of the test portion of the aggregate shall not be less than the masses in Table 2, which follows. The table attached illustrates Table 2 minimum test proportions for the test. Interpolation from Table 2 may be necessary to determine some of the minimum test proportions. For example, 20 ml. Interpolation can be carried out in many ways, but this is the way chosen. Two methods of sieving will be used. Wet sieving, which incorporates washing the aggregate before sieving, and dry sample sieving, which does not incorporate washing the aggregate. Firstly, wash and dry the aggregate. Place the minimum test proportion into a pan. Add sufficient water to cover the contents. Agitate to help the separation of fines. Note: leave for 24 hours to assist the process of removing fines. Of a 63 microohm sieve. Use a guard sieve to protect the 63 microohm sieve when adding the test proportion. Use a pan to judge when the aggregate has been sufficiently washed. Take the residue which is left on the pan and place in the oven to dry at 110 plus or minus 5 degrees Celsius, M2. Remove the test portion and the fines from the oven. Weigh M1 and M2. M1 is the dried mass of the test proportion in kg. M2 is the dried mass of the residue in kg. From this point on in this video is common to both wet and dry sieving. Sieves to be used in conjunction with IS-EN 933 Part 2. Sieves to be used for the aggregate are the sieve apertures labelled. Place the sieves in order of aperture. Sieving can be carried out mechanically or manually. Sieving will be carried out mechanically for this demonstration. Weigh each sieve individually and record on the sheet which follows. Calculate the mass retained in each sieve of the original dry mass M1. Calculate the cumulative percentage of the original dry mass passing each sieve. The formula needed to calculate the percentage fine for both methods of sieving are outlined. If the sum of the masses of the mass retained column and P differs by more than 1% from the mass M2, the test shall be repeated. From the table it is clear, without the need for calculations, since there is no difference, therefore there is no need to repeat the test. Finally, the test report that must be documented must include reference to the standard, identification of the sample, location of the test, date of the test, method of sieving, cumulative percentage passing each sieve. Documentation which are optional to the test report are name and location of sample, sample description, sample reduction procedure, graph representation of the sample, and the sample certificate number.